Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly tarot reading for the sign of Sagittarius. Okay, this is going to be for November 17th to the 23rd, Sunday to Saturday. And we're going to get right into it, Sagittarius. We're going to pull out your romance angel messages, followed by your animal spirits, and then we'll get into your forecasts. Those of you who are regulars on my channel, you know what the drill is. And if you're new to my channel, thanks a lot for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the reading. And here we go. Sagittarius, first card out is finances and career, and I'm not at all surprised because abundance is starting to come in. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And we have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Wow. All right, Sagittarius. So I did say, and I've been saying it in a lot of my readings, that for November, there's a lot of clearing out happening, right? A lot of people are, hang on, let me get this a little bit straighter. I can't stand it when it's not straight. A lot of people are getting rid of toxic energies and toxic relationships to make way for healthier ones that are about to come in, right? And it feels really nice. You know, in a lot of ways. I know there's growing pains. I know it seems at first a lot of these maybe toxic relationships or unhappy relationships that are dissolving. At first there may be some pangs, but for the most part, I think a lot of you are embracing it because you feel much better things coming in. And in this way, it's kind of okay, right? People are coming through this November period with a lot of confidence, you know. And if you're standing up to a toxic relationship or dealing with coming out of it, a lot of people are doing it with a lot of confidence. But let's just see how you're feeling. We're going to pull out your animal spirit, Sagittarius. Here we are. The lamb. My cat. My cat tends to get a little bugged out sometimes during the reading, so, you know, just to ignore her. We have the black egg, also associated with spirit, alchemical symbol for ether or spirit. And we have the firefly, great inspiration coming in. This is the second time the firefly has shown up, and the lamb for the fire sign weeklies, right? So let's go ahead and get right into it. The lamb talks about the birth of something or the emergence of something very beautiful and creative. Something new coming into being, a creative thing, and something of, you know, a creative nature. Can sometimes indicate a child coming in for those of you who are, you know, seeking to have a child. But it's also in a sense of beginning a new sort of stage or project or, endeavor, right? And it's like just beginning. The ideas are just beginning, and it requires a lot of nurturing and gentleness to prod it through, to get the spark going, right? Or to get the beginnings of this idea or goal, this creative goal going, right? Lamb is also one of those animal spirits that brings messages in. And oftentimes it requires us, again, to be still, to find stillness in our life and gentleness in our life to allow that particular type of message coming in to be heard, okay? It's a quiet sort of whisper, right, that can often come in, you know, of an idea, a creative idea, or a message of how to get a creative idea across. And so the ideas or the messages only come in when you're being quite still. Now, we have the black egg, and the black egg is associated with the throat chakra, right, which is the 5th chakra. The black egg talks about communication that has been blocked. And I'm not surprised with Mercury retrograde happening recently that the black egg has shown up. It just can indicate situations where your throat chakra needs to be opened up. Unrequited love and black egg is quite interesting because it can indicate a misunderstanding communication-wise, or even just a misfire in a sense that you don't click. Your communication just doesn't click with someone, perhaps. That could be the connection with those two. But in any case, Sagittarius, Black Egg is all about, certainly for you, you may be resonating in the sense that you want to open up communication, or you may be dealing with someone who's dealing with the negative side of Black Egg energy in the sense that their communication is very blocked. Their communication is not connected to their heart chakra. So what they're trying to communicate across to you is not real, or it's not clean energy. It's dark and almost in a way decayed and rotten energy, in the sense of looking at that sort of black egg, that, you know, it's a feeling of something being lodged in your throat and just decaying there, because there's no, you know, there's no honesty, there's no connection to the purifying waters of the heart, you know, and it just seems very blocked, very toxic, right? It can be very much that way. And of course, the black egg comes in to let us know that this is the time where we need to connect our heart to our throat chakra and open up our throat and communicate honestly. Now, the firefly comes in as air energy, and the firefly talks about great inspirations of bursts of inspiration, right? It's a mental card. It's an air card. And it's interesting that this will come out over deception, because I almost feel, Sagittarius, like some of you have found out about deception by working something out. Something's come into you. Firefly can really feel like you know, like you suddenly figured something out, or it dawned on you. Oh, wait a minute. This dawned on me. You made like certain connections, and you've had this kind of like, you know, inspiration oftentimes indicates a feeling of, you know, coming up with a solution or idea, but it can also be sometimes when certain things hit you because you've connected the dots and suddenly you see the picture for what it is. This can often happen when you find out about somebody's deception or the nature of someone's deception, and you're like, oh, wow, okay, now I know where they were coming from, right? It can also be deception has been happening and information is coming in that illuminates it, right? But again, with Firefly, that information comes in as a spark and it's out very quickly. So you have to pay a lot of attention right now. It could be that you're having conversations with people where somewhere in amongst that conversation, there's that one sort of statement they make that kind of gives you the whole, oh, okay, you know, now all of a sudden the penny drops, you know, you figure something out about somebody or what they've been saying to you or about the lies they've been telling you, because something has slipped or they let something slip, and for that brief moment you get clarity, right? And that's that feeling of the firefly. All right, Sagittarius, let's pull out your spreads. We're going to pull out anywhere from 4 to 6 or maybe even more 3-card spreads, depending on how long I spend on each, about situations you may or may not be going through this week. These are 3-card forecasts, and they may or may not resonate with each other, and they may or may not resonate with the same Sagittarius, okay? Just take what applies to you and disregard the rest. You come starting off right away, Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. And 2 of these cards did, interestingly enough, 2 of these cards did show up for, I believe it was Leo. Ace of Pentacles comes in this week, and you come in with a golden sort of opportunity in business or career. Sagittarius, you have been following a particular goal. I want to say this is a new business or a new career path that you have been following, that you know is a golden opportunity, that is a path toward abundance and success. And this week you are met with a Ten of Swords energy, in a sense that everything begins this week to align, in a sense that you come to a completion moment. It's the end. Basically, events begin to come in to reaffirm to you that it's the end of the struggle period. The end of the struggle has happened, or you've gotten to the end of the struggle with this particular opportunity. This has been a business thing, I think, that maybe most recently you started, again, like I said, and you've been really working away at it, and this week is when it finally gets to that state where you realize, okay, the worst is behind me. Ten of Swords really talks about the death of one stage in your life that has really been through a lot of, that has really been full of a lot of difficulties, a lot of personal pains, could have been a lot of just obstacles, or a lot of, a lot of wounds to the ego, a lot of falling down and picking yourself up, falling down and picking yourself up. It's a lot of that until finally it's the end of it. And the person you were before is gone. You're a new person from all of these experiences. And I want to say this is very much in the field of your money or your career. But it's something that you felt very strongly about, and now it's finally beginning to come in. You end your week with a Wheel of Fortune in the sense that, everything that is coming to you is very fortuitous. All of the sort of good luck is on your side, right? It feels like the good luck is on your side. It feels like, every option that you take or every opportunity that you take turns out to be fortuitous for you. Or there could very well be now certain opportunities coming your way that weren't available to you before, which are really beautiful, lucky, positive, optimistic opportunities full of potential to resonate even higher. This is certainly for Sagittarius who's been working really hard and they have a breakthrough this week and it feels like everything suddenly just falls into place. This is certainly going to be for a case of a career move, a business move, some move that brings in money. Hanged Man energy, Six of Wands, and the Devil. Okay, so some of you come into this week really having woken up that there's a certain area in your life that you've been really stuck. This area you've been kind of putting up with, being satisfied with less, I think. I think you've just felt like you haven't been wanting to move out of it for whatever reason. It could be just that you didn't feel like you could do any better. You weren't inspired. You could have convinced yourself that you were forced to kind of stay in this situation. I want to say for some of you, this feels like the relationship. This feels like a relationship again, with unrequited love. It's like you kind of allowed yourself to stay in a relationship that you weren't really comfortable in, that you weren't really happy with, but you didn't have anything better really, and you kind of put up with it. And this week you met but Hangman comes in when you wake up to that. And so you've woken up to that, and this week you get a victory coming in, because I think for some of you, you have made a move in a particular area that you knew you were stuck in. You may have confronted some of the bad communication, and that might be the area you were stuck in a sense that you were unwilling to make that move to address it. And now, since you've woken up, you have, and you're met with a victory. So things work out the way you want them to work out. You find yourself vindicated. You find yourself feeling like, yeah, I did the right thing. I spoke up, and although it may have been difficult, I did the right thing, because now I feel like I'm on my path again. I feel victorious in the sense that I'm not looking back. I'm moving on from this. And you end the week off with the Devil energy, which is quite interesting, because I want to say again, in this way, the Devil comes in as an outlet for your creativity. The Devil is a high card for creativity. And it's only when our creative sort of outlets are stifled or blocked that we descend into codependency and addiction. But I almost feel like you got yourself out of a situation that could have been either or, and that's the nature of the Devil. It's like either it's toxic or you rise above it and it's really great creativity. And I think in this case for you, it was like you decided to come out of a particular situation that had all of the potential to become a highly toxic codependent situation, but because you were pulling yourself out of it and you're letting go of it and you're trying to put it behind you, and you have this kind of victory that reaffirms you've done the right thing, I think you go the other way and you become really, really creative, and you begin to really double down and work even harder on your creative side of life, or whatever it is that you do creatively for your soul and even maybe for your business, because Devil is associated with Capricorn energy. So it's like you go right back into your work ethic, but you do it in a highly creative way. Judgment comes in. Judgment has been everywhere. Queen of Cups and the Star energy. So for some of you, there's definitely a feeling of forgiveness coming in this week, and healing, beginning to see, sides, beginning to see a situation from different sides. Some of you have perhaps been in a situation with someone where things didn't go well. You may have had a falling out with someone, Sagittarius. And you may have been overcritical or overjudgmental, or they may have felt that way. I think it may even have been you, you know, but in any case, this week, you start the week off with a little bit of forgiveness and beginning to really see the situation from more than just your side, from their point of view, perhaps as well. And you just let go of the overjudge mentality, right? You start to forgive yourself, you start to forgive others. I think you come into the week with this kind of forgiving attitude of wanting to make amends, wanting to have a reconciliation. And you're met with a Queen of Cups. So the person that you're wanting to kind of come towards with this is meeting you with an open cup, and they're being very transparent with their feelings, or very honest in a really healthy way. And you get your wish. You know, I think for some of you Sagittarius, you may have had a problem communicating with a lover, or a twin flame, or a soulmate connection, or some kind of relationship. And this week you get your wish of being able to mend it, being able to heal it, because you both open up and you communicate your feelings in a very healthy way. You end off the week with star energy, which is like really manifesting your dreams. You know, you took very specific steps towards it, opening up that black egg, that chakra, communicating. And also someone is meeting you also halfway, because they're coming in with a Queen of Cups to meet you. So it's a really nice outcome to a situation that I'm not sure necessarily, Sagittarius, you thought would turn out so well. I think, you know, you kind of took a chance with this in terms of communication, and perhaps you were risking an unrequited love situation. But in any case, this is very much a case of black egg energy, in the sense that you really opened up and you communicated. And that's what allowed you to kind of come back together, as it were. Five of Cups, world energy, and strength. Okay, Sagittarius, so some of you are really kind of just a little bit sad entering the week over a breakup. This could have been very recently or just a while ago, but there's a breakup in your life that you're just kind of like unable to really just move on from just right now. You're still kind of very sad and kind of ruminating on it and thinking about it, and if I had done this, or if I had done that. But again, you know, there is promise for the future. The Five of Cups talks about just lifting up your head and looking to the future, because you have potential for really good love coming in with those two open cups there, right side up cups rather. And you come into this week and you're met with the World, and the World card just kind of, again, I keep telling everyone that we're coming into a period where everything is going to slot into place for people. And the World card is a reaffirmation, in the sense that everything begins to happen for you, around you, to make you feel like you really are at the right place at the right time in your life, that you made the right decisions. And you come out of the week with strength, in the sense that you feel really proud, you feel really strong, and your confidence is back. Right? Your confidence is back because you've been reaffirmed this week. You get these reaffirmations in the form of events, you know, communications with people, or just feelings that come in that just make you feel more confident with your decision here over this breakup, or with the way this turned out in any case, right? You feel like, oh, okay, you know, this was supposed to turn out this way, because look what's coming in here. This is what was really meant to happen. And again, I keep saying, toxic relationships are dissolving because something really beautiful is coming in. Not just because they're dissolving because they need to dissolve, but many of us are very quickly having those type of situations in our lives disappearing, or we're leaving them. But then very quickly, that emptiness or that vacuum, in a way, that space is being filled up by something really healthy. And so love comes in very quickly on the heels of some of these breakups. Seven of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. Wow. Seven of Pentacles talks about reevaluating your rewards, reevaluating sort of the fruit of your labor. Rewards start to come in, and you can start to see if it's been worth it. Has all your hard work been worth it? Is this really what you've desired? Seven is the number for hopes and dreams. And here we talk about looking at our abundance that's coming in and wondering, is this what we've hoped and dreamed for, right? Now, Five of Swords comes in to meet us. And so this week, it's interesting. There is someone that you're talking with again this week, and communication is really off, right? Their communication is really toxic. You know, they're really kind of like argumentative, you know, they stoop to all kinds of levels, and you just don't want to stoop to their level to win the argument. You really concede defeat. You know, it's Five of Swords is a power struggle, and it's a card of defeat, but it's a card of conceding defeat in the face of someone who doesn't play fairly, and you just don't feel like lowering yourself to their level. So it isn't even so much such a defeat as you let them have a hollow victory. Interestingly enough, you end the week with the Seven of Swords, and I'm going to say be careful. You have two sevens here and a five. Someone out there is going to be very bitter about your decision, Sagittarius, and they're going to try to hurt you or try to get back at you. You know, Seven of Swords is interesting because Seven of Swords is kind of like, I almost feel also Seven of Swords is very much, it's the dream thief, right? It's the person who just kind of takes what they want from others, but this person always wants what somebody else has. And Seven of Swords has really been showing up lately a lot for a lot of toxic energy. And I think, Sagittarius, you're going to have a lot of jealous energy around you coming in. People who want what you have, people who are going to be, you know, who maybe, you know, they're seeing that perhaps rewards are coming in. It's causing some conflict, and you don't care because you're moving on with your life, right? Your rewards are making you quite happy, you know, because I know good abundance is coming in. It's like you don't feel like arguing with certain people, and a lot of the effect of this is that they get really, really jealous and envious because they're like, shit, I can't even bother Sagittarius with a fight. They don't even have time to argue and fight with me. They'd rather concede defeat and get on with their career, their business, and their coin, right? I want what they have. You know, and I want, not only do I want what they have, but this is a swords card, so it's also about mental strength. Somebody wants your mental strength. They're trying to covet your strength from you in a way. They're very jealous of how strong you are mentally, how ambitious you are, and how you're able to keep manifesting. So just take care. Energies may get a little toxic for you this week in this way, so just take care. And certainly in some connection where you are very much taking the high road and moving on, it's almost as if it's infuriating somebody even more. All right, Sagittarius, this is your reading for November 17th to the 23rd. I hope you enjoyed it and resonated with you at least in some part. Again, this is a great week for getting rid of bullshit and toxic connections to make way for abundance and rewards and good luck to come in. All right, Sagittarius, have a wonderful week. And don't forget to check out the other readings. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Leave me a comment. But for right now, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.